welcome to my channel, Sacred Souls. If you have clicked on this, there is something here within the message. I am going to move through with the talking stick, speaking on behalf of those that do not have a voice. And I thank you for allowing me to do that. Today we are talking about how we can never miss what is for us. There is so much talk within the spiritual community about timing and different things like this, and about not being able to miss what is for you. I have also heard, but then some people, how they're talking, you must act now, you must act now, and creating that fear, that almost emergency of action. And what has been brought to me is that Spirit said to me that we can never miss what is for us because everything is happening now. In the spirit realm, there is no time, there is no linear time as there is on earth. We experience linear time in order to be able to walk the earth, in order to have this experience. But on the other side of the veil, everything is happening now. So there is no way for you to be able to miss what is for you when it is time for you in a linear fashion, because everything is now. So it is happening now, and if you are not ready for it until next week, it is still happening on the other side of the veil. So you can still reach out and grab that, whatever that is for you, will not pass you by. It is always there, it is always available, and just within your reach when you are ready, which is what divine timing is about. We call it divine timing because it happens at exactly the perfect time, and that is because the perfect time is always current. It is always present. It is always existing, and it is always there waiting for us when we are ready. For only we work in time. The divine is always present, always current, and always here. So that is really fascinating to me, that the explanation of the divine timing, because it is perfect for you at any given moment. We always have an entire world, team of support that is around us. So those of you that are concerned that something will pass you by, something within linear time here, if you're waiting for a class or a course or something like that, whatever it is that you need to do that, that is something that you are meant to do, will come into your awareness. It will be there when you are within that vibration of being able to reach out and grab it. And if you are not within that vibration, you will not have it. You will not have access to it, for you will not be able to have it manifest within your world. I really do hope that this is making sense to each of you as I speak about this. I know it can seem a little evasive, but it's really not. It is really very simple. That we are on a linear time here on earth in order to measure our experience. But in the spirit world, there is no time. Everything is manifesting in the present. It is all in the present. And it is always available to us within the present. Therefore, the past is here and the future is here all at once. Which is why we may find that suddenly we have an epiphany and we're sitting in another space. All timelines are here now. They all exist. It's really strange how we can ponder some of these things and really get stuck in that loop of it. But we just simply have to believe that we can never, ever miss what is meant for us as long as we are present within the moment. That is how we channel as well, as we are present. We feel what is here now. We are not going back to the past or trying to see what is in the future. We are simply here in this moment. And as we are here within this moment, we are able to receive. And as I say that, I've got a dog that is barking in the background, which as well is energy that is transmuting. So something is moving through you, something is resonating with you, and you're saying, holy crap, isn't that a revelation? Because I know now that I don't have to be filled with anxiety, because what is mine will not pass me by. I can live my life. I can live my life with joy. I can be present because I will be led to where I need to be to receive that in that moment. Being guided through the heart. That is your portal for the divine. That heart energy. Living through that. And that will take you to wherever it is that you need to be in that present moment to receive whatever it is that you need in that moment. We are all spirit. All of us are spirit. And we simply are in this body in order to experience. And even within that, there is a certain amount of questioning for spirit. Always wondering the purpose of who we are or what we are, why we're here. We are here to return to love. We are here to return to source. We are here to experience, to remember who we are in our own core self. So rather than always trying to reach for something that takes us out of the present moment, allow it to come to you, because what is for you will not pass you by. When we sit in meditation, when we simply breathe and allow that energy to come towards us, we will receive it because we are present. We are allowing. We are surrendering to the moment. I do hope that this makes sense to those of you that are on here today, that you understand. And I'm sure you do, because the divine brings those that need the message. Those that will resonate with it. Those souls that will match my vibration. Because if you are on here, you are matching my vibration. You would not find me if you are not. They are also saying within, okay, this is interesting. They're going to take me into this. I didn't expect this. they are saying that within, because I asked them, so how do people find me then that are of the darkness? Like, for example, those vampires that are stalking your energy. And what they're saying is, they told me a long time ago that there is the same vibration exists within the suffering and within the healing of that energy. Okay. So for example, somebody that is an empath can also be the opposite spectrum of it, which is the narcissist. Okay. So if someone is sitting in that healed aspect, you may attract a narcissist that is in frequency with the dark side of that energy. Because within both realms, within the dark realm, which I don't even like to call it that, but for better way of understanding, I guess, within the dark realms and within the light realms, there is a hierarchy. Okay. And for all the suffering that you have within you and that you create within others, you are raised within that dark realm. Okay. You are given more power for that because you are siphoning that energy and bringing that energy into the darkness. Okay. Just like with the light, it's the same thing. When you're healing that, you are raised into that hierarchy of energy as well. Now, we have all experienced both sides of this. So, for example, they told me a while ago that I had walked through the darkness and the light. So I am revered in both. And that is because I have suffered and I have created suffering, right? But I have also healed that. So there are many of you that are here that are sitting within that vibration, wherever that is that you are. May you be healed. May you find peace. May you find whatever it is that you are seeking within wherever it is that you are raising the consciousness. Because consciousness is raising on both sides of the spectrum. It must raise on both sides of the spectrum in order for us to have experience. We cannot have experience without both. Okay? And this is really difficult for us to understand sometimes, that we actually have created suffering or caused suffering or sat in that suffering ourselves within many lifetimes. But we have also sat within the light. Okay? And we must do that in order to understand both. Okay? So for me, they told me that I had moved beyond that. Okay? And I have now, moved into the balancing of the light. And I am able to walk within both worlds, which makes complete sense to me, because I find myself in different areas sometimes where it's like, how the hell am I here when I am a healer? And the reason I'm there being a healer is because that vibration within that unhealed aspect, the suffering aspect of it, still matches the healed vibration. Okay? One is dense, one is light. That is really difficult to understand. It was really difficult for me to understand. And even sometimes I'm like, what? When they began to bring that to me. But I think it's really important that we understand that there are two sides to everything. And there is a raising within both of those realms. Now as well, when we think about and we call people evil within that dark realm, these are people that want to raise to such a high level within that darkness to overtake the light. But they can't do that. As much as they try, they can't do that, because one doesn't work without the other. You can't have one without the other. You must have a balance. You must have a balance, the healed balance. And even though they're raising way up within that hierarchy, there is a point where they're going to fall, and there is consequence for that. So even though we may feel that somebody sitting in that position of that darkness has so much incredible power right now. There is going to be consequence. Okay? We must balance. We must balance. And with all the suffering that has been caused, that suffering must also be received within that soul. And we must bring it into the light. And we all know that when we bring darkness into the light, it's very painful, isn't it? We have all been through dark night of the soul. We have all shone the light upon our darkest places within our body. We have witnessed the pain. We have witnessed the suffering of others. It is difficult to bring light into that. It brings up all of that pain again. It magnifies that pain. So all the pain and suffering that has been caused and created through this is magnified by the light within that empathic ability of being able to feel that. It is magnified within us. And that is part of our healing journey that we must endure in order to understand both sides of creation, to understand the balance that must exist within creation. And I was at first, when they brought me, how, I was of the light and of the dark, and I was kind of like not wanting to really put that out there, because I'm like, shit, I don't want to, be of the dark. But they said that I was revered within the dark, and so are you revered within the dark, because you have managed to move and to balance that, to move into that balancing act. You have learned to become aware of what is happening within that. And that is what bringing in the light is. It brings it into an awareness. So for that, I say thank you. I say thank you for bringing in that healing vibration in order to balance out that darkness. And within our world right now, we have a lot of that tipping of the scales here. And we are seeing a lot of that darkness. And like I said, as the light becomes stronger, we're going to see more darkness because there's more light. Okay? And that is going to create chaos and fear and confusion as that darkness comes to the surface and is seen. Because now we are seeing things that have been hidden. We are also reflecting that within ourselves. So there may be an aspect of that within ourselves that we are seeing as well, because we are all one. We all carry this. Okay? Within this life, within this aspect, within this experience, perhaps you are walking as a healer. But to walk as a healer, you've had to experience that in order to heal it. You cannot understand where you have not been. You cannot have compassion for that. And those that are still on that journey of darkness are targeting the light and trying to pull that, because the more suffering that they can create within either souls, the higher up into that darkness realm that they move, the more power. But with that suffering that is created within that, they have to fall back into that and experience that themselves, even though they may not realize it at the time, because they are powerful within what they feel within their life here. Okay? But they will fall, because the light will shine upon it, and it will break those particles apart. And that will be much more painful in the remembering than in the actual experience. Okay. There's a being standing here. Very tall. Whew, they're pulling me up. So let me see where they're pulling me. I'm just going to ask them what it is that they obviously are wanting to bring something in. I feel like they are bringing in, it feels like rewards. Like it doesn't feel like it's anything lessons or any like that kind of thing. Like I've been talking about the dark and the light. It feels like rewards. Okay. Mott. It is Mott. And I once again am seeing, oof, my heart has expanded. This is a big energy, holy moly. And I feel so emotional. Mott is bringing forward, okay, this may be really difficult for me to bring forward to you guys. There was a lifetime in which my heart was weighed, and it was heavier with the guilt and the pain and the suffering that was on it, and I was thrown into the underworld. And I remember this, and I actually remembered this when I came back within this lifetime, and it put me into a spiral in the remembrance that I was that I had experienced that I had become that at some point. And Mott is stepping forward because I received a new heart, and anybody that follows me within my journey knows that I have had this surgery that brought in a new heart for me in order for me to come back in, because I had had such a difficult experience within the darkness and so much pain and suffering. Mm. There she is saying that was my initiation. Okay. And she is stepping forward because it's like she's applauding, and she's saying that the energy has come more into balance now, and in fact the heart has become lighter than the feather. The heart has become lighter than the feather. Okay, can you explain that to me more? What is the purpose of that? What is the message that is coming with that? I feel extremely emotional, but I wish to hear the message that is coming through Amat. Oh my God. What she is saying is that my heart has been regenerated. Oh wow. This is big. I'm sorry, you guys. My heart has been regenerated. Like I'm just gonna, I'm just going to tell you what I'm witnessing. My heart is on the scales, and there is such a fierce light, a white light that is radiating from the center of the heart, that the heart has become completely white and total and complete light, so that it no longer resembles a heart. It is simply a light, a beacon, a total light is what she is showing me. And it is so light that it is not even sitting on the scales. It is above the scales. It is hovering above the scales. This is the way she wishes to show the change, the awakening, the opening of the heart, that it is lighter than the feather, that in fact the feather has more weight than the heart. She is, for those of you that are on here within the ceremony, she's wishing to bring the ceremony in. Okay, that's interesting because I said I'm sure I'm going to be judged for bringing this out into the public. And instantly I was taken back to judge not lest ye be judged. So I am not going to judge this. I am going to be so extremely grateful because those of you that are here right now, Lot is going to perform a ceremony for those of us that have had such a heavy heart that we felt unworthy of our own truth and our own light. And right now she is taking that heart, just breathe in. She's taking that heart and she is placing it into our chest. Just allow it to breathe in. It is of pure light, pure and complete light. We are surrounded by the Elohim, the hierarchy of the angels. She is saying that this is a journey that has been well fought, well lived. That you are now ready. That you have, in essence, remembered your true self, your true light. And with that, your power is returning. And as your power returns, you will notice that there will be surges of power that moves through your body. You may begin to see flashes of light, lightning. Lightning may be a big thing within your area in order to return that energy, to awaken that energy within you. She is placing her hand against my forehead, my third eye, and I am feeling my crown awakening. It's different. It's different than what I typically feel within an activation of the crown. It's different. How can I explain this? She is showing me, instead of the lotus, which typically we see on the crown, that 1,000-petal lotus, she is showing me a metallic, kind of purpley, opalescent spiral that is moving from the outer edges of the top of my skull into the center and moving up. That is what I'm seeing as she has. And she's got her palm of her hand upon my third eye. It's not fingers or anything. It is the palm of her hand that is placed against my third eye. Against your third eye. This is for all of us that are on here. You are all receiving this activation, this awakening. This ceremony is for all of us. She is now putting her hands on either side of my head, over my ears, and I am feeling within my left side of my temple kind of a pain, which I've been having for the last few days actually. I've been told that there is a third eye awakening, and from my ears now I am feeling a sensation that is going up into my crown. So it is like a connection of the ears into the crown. And it is now moving down. And I can feel the awakening of the heart in the back of the higher heart. And I almost feel like a catching of breath somehow, like almost like an anxiety or a panic kind of breath, like she has placed her hand upon my chest that is calming that energy within that area. Thank you, Maud. I have not seen Maud in this. I just had a flash of green, which is all about heart and healing, but it was surrounded in gold. I have not seen Maud in this capacity before as the healer. She says we are all healers. We have all played different roles. I am the scales. I am the balancing of the energy. I am the judge. I am the judgment. I am you reflected within judgment. And when your judgment is released, you then will receive the balance. That is who I am. I am not to be swayed in either direction. Most will see me as the darkness. However, I am both darkness and light. I am the coming together of the energies. I am the witness to your own judgment. For you are the judge. You are the jury. You are your own sentence. And you are your own savior. You are all things. And in balance, my throat is being balanced. Arata, arata tishkara ishkara naka, nakaradi, nakaradi dashkaya naya tokaya daya, nanaki ankata arite nagaya naka, igaya naya ratika ishkata, tishka. Amarati Karanti. Acceptance is the key. I am now receiving the angst, and the angst is being placed upon my forehead as almost a portal to look through. That's fascinating. like a keyhole. A key of sorts. A key to both worlds. Okay. She's saying something about the splitting of the eggs. I'm not sure. I may have to look this up. But there is something about the angst being both the cross of crucifixion, but also the portal into the beyond, with the circular above it and then the cross. There is something about that. There is something about that, that, that which is the connecting earthly and the portals above. This angst is about balance and the acceptance in both worlds. It is about light and dark. It is about above and below. It is about within and without. They are bringing, I have never looked at the angst in this way. This is new to me. I will look this up, and you may want to do some research as well so that you feel comfortable within this. But it is like a portal from above that has been opened somehow, and this angst that is placed here is the key to open the doorway to that inner vision and outer vision too, she is saying. Wow. She is just putting a kind of a protection around us, but what she is saying is that protection really isn't required. That is simply something that we feel within our humanness that we need. We are here because we understand all energies and because we have transmuted those energies already within both the light and the dark, that we have balanced those energies already, that by being in alignment ourselves, that we will continually and constantly be balancing those energies, even sometimes without knowing. And you have done this already in the past, she is saying. She is saying that with this, that we have the power to be our own judge, which we always have been our own judge. But in reflecting that judgment, we reflect that judgment in, she's saying, a harsher way upon society. When we judge others for the things that we have experienced and overcome, it is a much harsher judgment. For we should have compassion. And in believing that we are above such things, we are placing ourselves into a position, something about authority, a position of authority that we do not hold, that we cannot hold. It's really important that we let go of the judgment and have compassion for others. And those of you that are here are sitting in that space, or you would not have received this initiation of receiving back that heart that has been regenerated and opened up into the light and into the lightness of it. Thank you, Mott. I did not expect to go into a ceremony with Mott today. She is saying that it is because of moving into and accepting the truth of the self, in the knowing that we are all things and that we are not above, but we are equal to, and that we are here to experience, to heal, and to love. We are not here to judge the experience within ourselves or within anyone else. Thank you, Maud. Thank you to the Elohim that have been around us as well during this ceremony. Oh, she's handing me these scales. These golden scales. This is for, she's saying this is for the new world. To know when we are judging ourselves too harshly, that we hold these golden scales, that we can check within on these scales to weigh ourselves with that feather. And if that feather is lighter than our own heart, our own sense of being, we are sitting in a state of judgment. And we must look deeper within that and heal ourselves. These scales give us the ability to see when we are out of balance, or when someone else is out of balance as we are doing our healing work. This is for healers here. So we now possess that scale where we can see others' judgment, where we can see if their heart is heavy and that they are holding that guilt, that self-judgment. Because when we judge ourselves, we judge others. Or when we judge others, we judge ourselves. Same thing. They asked me to put my hand up, and they're just placing their hand upon mine. I can feel the energies. This is my left hand that I'm raising in case as people are confused by the video. This is my left hand. This is my receiving hand. And I am feeling surges of energy that are moving through my hand. Deep surges of energy. You guys, I think this is new moon today. This is the 26th of May. I think it's the 26th. The 26th. And I believe it's new moon. So the dark moon. Oh, this makes so much sense. They have been bringing me a lot of dark feminine. I am seeing all the carvings, the hieroglyphics. She is taking me into a cave where I'm seeing all the hieroglyphics on the wall. It's like she's transporting me with her touch back into that time, and I'm feeling the surges of energy as it moves through me. And I'm beginning to see movement of, as my eyes are closed, different movement of colors. As I'm moving through these hieroglyphics. She is returning the memories. She's saying, I am you and you are me. That's why she gave the scale. We are her. We are our own judge and jury. But we are also our own savior. She's taking me to the Christ energy now and showing Jesus upon the cross. Those of you that resonate with the Christ energy, what she's bringing me through is, seems like the history somehow of different points in my life where I was present. And I know Egypt, I know I was with Mott when she threw my heart. I had a very vivid memory of that with walking with Christ as well. Also, they are now showing me Azrael and Zadkiel. Ooh, that's interesting. And when they gave me the golden pen in my Akashics, they're showing me that as well. So whatever this is meaning to you, we are sitting in the Akashics. We have the ability to write our own story. We have written our own story in the stars before we arrived here. And our path sometimes takes twists and turns, but everything is always available to us at all times, because within the spirit world, there is only now, there is only present. Therefore, everything exists now. She is saying that this transmission is coming to an end, but that we will consider, we will continue to receive this energy. This is a huge, huge energy. This is a release of self-judgment. Thank you, Mott. Thank you, Mott. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Oh my goodness. That's not very attractive. That is interesting. Do I have clicks here? No, I do not. Guess I'll use this. Okay, everyone. That was extremely, extremely powerful. My throat is still my throat is still clearing. You may find that with you as well. Thank you for joining me here today. To each and every one of you, I appreciate you all. Please drink lots of water after this as well. Be kind to yourself. Not passing any judgment at all upon yourself and upon your journey. Remembering that you are limitless. You are all things and all things are you. You are sacred. And I really do hope that today you remember you're sacred.